I'm Jim Meehan here with Snow Peak. It's springtime in Washington, and I'm here to demonstrate two of our cocktails at Takibi, which I helped create 2 years ago. I'd like to start off with the Yuzu Shandy, which was one of our most popular drinks at the restaurant when we opened. Part of the idea behind this drink was to create a drink that is incorporating all the elements of our beverage program. So we have wine, beer, sake, and spirits. So all of those ingredients go into our cocktails. And also we want to be mindful of the fact that some people will be drinking every night and some people will be taking the night off drinking. So having the opportunity to showcase this drink with and without alcohol is really kind of exciting. Yuzu Shandy takes a sort of Japanese play on a classic shandy gaff. We're fortunate at the restaurant to be able to use a Japanese sparkling lemonade with yuzu, and then we've got the Takibi Pilsner if someone wants to have this drink with alcohol. If someone's not drinking, then we have Athletics Golden Dawn Ale. So you get the same experience with the same character with and without alcohol, which is something that's really important for us at the restaurant. If I make this in the restaurant, I'm going to use one of our frosty mugs, but since we're camping, we have some great options to use out here. Here we have the Shimo tumbler, which is going to keep the drink nice and cold for your campsite. And then we have two different size caddies to keep your beers cold. So I've got my 16-ounce Takibi Pilsner in here, and we've got the smaller 12-ounce Athletic Golden Dawn here. This drink's super simple. I'm going to rim half the glass with a mixture of salt and togarashi, which is just a Japanese 7-spice. We rim half because, once again, some people are going to love that salt spice and some people aren't, so we want to give people both options. We're going to fill our tumbler with ice cubes. And it's just a really simple mix of half lemonade and half beer. So I'm going to pour each of them in to mix it up. And there you have it. This is the camp version of our Yuzu Shandy at Takibi. Cheers. The patio season is the perfect cocktail to camp with because A, everywhere is the patio when you're camping, and B, it requires an infusion that's going to take a little bit of time. And obviously when you're out camping, you got nothing but time. So to begin with, I'm going to infuse my Aperol with strawberries, and you're thinking to yourself, well, how am I going to get strawberries to the campsite? That's not a problem. We're going to use dehydrated strawberries because the idea is to get the flavor out of them and not take all of that water. So after you've had your morning coffee and cleaned out your infuser, we're going to add, the rest calls for a 1/4 cup or roughly 2 scoops of strawberries to 1 cup of Aperol. For those of you who are using ounces, it's 2 ounces or 60 mils of dried strawberries. And then it calls for 1 cup of Aperol, which is 8 ounces or 240 mils. So I'm going to add that to my press pot. And this is going to need to infuse for 30 minutes. So we'll let that sit. And then on the other side, we have, once that's through infusing, we have sparkling rosé. You could use a Prosecco or champagne or whatever. I love the Spritzer Rosé from Cameron Winery. It's a local Pinot Noir based sparkling rosé. And then I have Stone Bard's Brandy Works Nocino. Nocino is a green walnut liqueur. It sort of is quite bitter, so it's almost like an Amaro. And this is gonna kind of balance out the fruitiness and the sweetness of this cocktail. And then last but not least, I'm going to add a little bit of sparkling water, which I have in my tumbler. So imagine that it's been the 30 minutes. My Aperol has been infused with strawberry. I'm going to add 2 ounces of the strawberry infused Aperol, 3/4 ounces of sparkling rosé, 3/4 ounces of sparkling water. And if you're at the campsite and you don't have sparkling water, that's fine. You just add a little more rosé. And then 1/4 ounce, just a little bit of the nocino. I'm gonna add ice, but before I add the ice, I wanna talk about the garnish. So the patio season, for those of you who are familiar with patio season cocktails, is basically an Aperol Spritz. An Aperol Spritz is a proprietary Venetian spritz. So Aperol is one of the main bitters in Venice and Italy. It's the spritz is really a simple formula of taking a bitter, adding a sparkling component. So there would probably be something like Prosecco, and then adding some soda. In Venice, they garnish their Venetian spritzes with olives. Because we are a Japanese company and this is in a Japanese restaurant, instead of using olives, I have candied guacamole baby peaches. So these look exactly like olives, but they're always a sort of delightful surprise for our guests who are expecting something briny and get something bright and green and sweet instead. So I'll add ice. And then garnish my patio season with a guacamole peach. And there you have it.